Okay, I'm thinking about some of the films that they've made recently about and how they've portrayed blacks during World War II. What's your opinion on that, or what do you think about the portrayal of blacks?
I don't think there's enough of them movies out with African Americans in World War II. Everybody's familiar, most Americans are familiar with Saving Private Ryan. Tremendous movie that got critical acclaim with the Army, mostly Army storming Normandy, and it made a lot of money. And it upset a lot of blacks because African Americans were there too, and they weren't portrayed there. But then they had another opportunity after Saving Private Ryan with Clint Eastwood and Steven Spielberg with Flags of Our Father, which told the story of Iwo Jima. And I took it upon the Montford Point Marine Association to lobby and write letters to them to say, you got an opportunity to get it right again. Let's make sure blacks are in this movie. I never received any response from my letters, but I did send some information about African Americans that were on Iwo Jima. And after the movie was over with, Spike Lee was doing a movie called Miracle at St. Anne, and him and Clint Eastwood had a tit for tat about Spike Lee thinking there was no blacks in Flags of Our Father, where actually they were in there in the movie for about maybe 30 or 40 seconds, but they were in the movie. So Spike Lee, unfortunately, didn't have good information to make that statement. But if he were to watch the movie, he would actually see that blacks were in there. Not long enough. And didn't tell their story at all. And the movie was not about them. It was about the men who raised the flag on Iwo Jima. But he had an opportunity to make up maybe for Saving Private Ryan, and he didn't take advantage of it. So that upset a lot of people, particularly the Montford Point Marines, because they were there. Montford Point Marines witnessed the flag raising. Some of them suffered injuries or were awarded Purple Hearts on Iwo Jima, and it was almost like they weren't there, and that really hurt them deeply. So they really wanted an opportunity to tell their story. And we had a couple of opportunities, and we just didn't do it well.
I understand. So what are your feelings about how that finally the Montford Point Marines are getting their recognition, that it's taken so long, but it's
Well, I'm just glad that some of them are still living to see it. Too many of them have been lost along the way, but the ones that are left are eternally grateful that they're here to see, to get their glory, and they deserve it. So the Congressional Gold Medal actually validates their service, and it's opened the doors for a lot of other opportunities, particularly the commissioning of a U.S. naval ship, the USNS Montford Point, which will be commissioned on Saturday, March the 2nd. So it's going to be a glorious day when the men of Montford Point get to see a huge naval vessel bearing the name of Montford Point Marine. So it's some validation, but it's still not done. We still have to get a major motion picture done in the same vein as Red Tails, which George Lucas did 2 years ago, last year. We're working towards that goal right now.
Great. Approximately how many original Montford Point Marines are still alive?
That's
now?
a great question, and I've read many newspaper articles. The number has gone from 200 to 500. We honestly don't know, so we had to use statistical data. We know 16 million men and women fought during World War II, which these men did. We know the attrition rate, but because of their age and other things, say that about 80% of those are dead. If I apply those same numbers to approximately 20,000 that went to Montford Point, you come up with a number from 200 to 400.
Okay.
But after the Congressional Gold Medal was signed to law, and we got a lot of publicity about that, we actually identified over 500 living Montford Pointers.
Oh,
so they
nice.
defeated the odds, and
Wow,
a lot of them are
yes.
living, and they attribute their longevity to the Marine Corps training. They took care of their bodies, took care of themselves, and they stuck around, and I'm so glad a lot of them are still with us.
Nice. Well, I've really enjoyed meeting a lot of them today.
They have an
It's
incredible
been great.
story, don't they?
Yes.
And all you got to do is
Wonderful
ask them. They'll
stories.
tell you about it. And they're more open. Because men like these Montford Pointers, like my grandfather, like my father, like my uncle, they didn't talk about their service. They did their duty. They came home. They raised their families. And some of them suffered some indignities that they just didn't want to talk about. But now that time has passed and they realize that their story may die with them, they're more open to tell their story now.
Absolutely. And this is good because we get to benefit from hearing
Oh,
those
yes, we do.
stories.
I wish my grandfather and I wish the other people I mentioned, my uncle, my dad, were still alive because I grew up in my grandfather's house. He never really talked about it. I had to research, get his records, get his medals from the National Personal Records Center to find out that my grandfather was on Normandy, that he drove with the Red Bar Express, that my uncle served with the Montford Pointers, that my dad actually administered medicine to service members, white and black, coming back from the war in San Francisco. So it's a great story. I just wish I could have shared it with them when they was living. Yeah.
Yes.
But they're looking down now.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Hope they're proud of me.
I'm sure they are.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay.